Good afternoon, Mr. Jeff and classmates. My name is Lukman from Group 1 and I'll be breaking down my group's presentation. In my case, I'll be showing to you our group information and project introduction. Javier and Mervin will be showcasing our reflection summaries. Izzat and Xiangzhe will be presenting to you problem 1, while Fawaz and Ayu will be presenting problem 2.
To summarize one of our reflections we wrote, generation's main point will be ageism in workplace, which result in exclusion by younger generation, lesser opportunities, and a lower salary. For ethnicity, language barrier caused the workplace to be separated into two ethnic groups due to their spoken language. And lastly, for nationality, xenophobic individuals make working foreigners feel excluded and left out.
For race, minorities were faced with racism in workplace through racial slurs and name-calling, and were often unreasonably accused for something they did not do due to racial stereotyping. As is often the case, they were also a subject of prototype biasing whereby another race was often preferred over theirs. Lastly, for disability, the loss of a job due to disabilities being viewed as a liability was also identified.
Hello again, Lukman here, and now I'll be presenting to you our project introduction. In this presentation, we'll be discussing generation and gender. For generation, we'll be looking at its stereotypes and its roots, and our group's recommendation. For gender, we'll be looking at the bias between genders. And lastly, our group's recommendation.
In any workplace, there can be stereotypes against people from different generations. I'm sure at some point of time in our lives, we all fell victim, or maybe was even part of it. In an article by CNA, Jade Rasif, Singapore's highest paid DJ, stated how she often hears things like millennials are entitled, lazy, and lack respect for traditional institutions of power. But she also admitted that there is some truth there. The lifestyles of individuals, even one generation apart, are drastically different from each other. As the introduction of social media has made connecting easier, people began to challenge their traditional customs and adopt some of the new cultural values into their daily lives. The 2021 multi-generational workforce study of more than 1,200 professionals found that 32% of baby boomers and Gen X consider Gen Z to be the most challenging generation to work with.
So now I'll be talking about the one recommendation for the company in terms of generation-wise, which is to have a two-way mentor. So now I'll be talking about the individual concept. So basically for the older generations, they can take up skills training from SkillsFuture SG.
The second issue that my group will be discussing is on gender. Based on statistics by the Singapore Chinese Chamber of Commerce, 4 in 10 women have encountered gender discrimination in the workplace. The two issues that stems from this discrimination is the pay gap between men and women and the barriers for career advancements. One reason is the stigma of traditional gender roles. There's a conventional thinking that men should be the family's breadwinner, while their female counterpart should be the family's caregiver. Another reason is the motherhood status of women. It is commonly believed that women will prioritize family over work and therefore unable to fully focus on their jobs.
One recommendation for the company would be to adopt a culture of meritocracy at the workplace. Having a culture of meritocracy means that we should give credit to those who came up with their own ideas, which would then in turn make them feel respected. One recommendation for the individual is to stand out against gender biasness. So it could be a bad joke which in turn increases awareness, and we should treat people the way we want to be treated.